Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. I am the Shaz. Just posted about someone who folded quads at the World Series of Poker yesterday. The board was king. Oh my god! It was king, jack, nine of spades with two sevens out, and a guy folded 7-7 face up to an all-in. That seems like a mighty bad fold. It seems like a mighty bad fold. Even if my opponent is showing me queen 10 of spades exactly, I'll probably still call, right? Like, this is, I think, one of the most important things I've ever learned in my entire life is what poker players call range analysis. See, I don't think it's a sick fold. I think it's a shit fold. I think it's a terrible, terrible, terrible fold. Especially because his opponent mucked, right? Like, so he doesn't know. He's never gonna know. Like, anyways, so there's this thing in poker called range analysis, which is the idea that you cannot see the cards that your opponent has, and it's very hard to identify the precise cards that he does have. It's very difficult to go, I think you have a king of spades and a jack of diamonds. Hold on, I'm the Shaz is linking. No, didn't he muck? Did he show? Yeah, no, he didn't show. Yeah, that's fucking terrible analysis. Yeah, no. In the context of pot odds, yes. No, pot odds, I don't even think it's a relevant concept there. And the Shaz, you just... I don't think his range analysis is correct at all. I think it's shit. It's terrible analysis. It's bad, sad, bad. Anyways. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm getting distracted because I think that's just such a terrible fold in the World Series Poker main event. It's terrible. If you pay once a year in the main event to get quads and to lay it down. Anyways. So in poker, their hand is face down, but it's very difficult to identify the precise two cards that your opponent has. So what you do is you try to consider his range of possible cards. So for instance, let's say there's someone who has not played a single hand in 2 hours. He has folded every single hand. I make a raise before the flop with my two cards, and this guy who hasn't played a single hand re-raises me. Do I know if he has aces or not? Or does he have kings? Or does he have queens? Well, what I do is I look and I go, he would probably only do that with aces, kings, queens, ace, king, maybe ace, queen suited, but boy, this guy's really tight. You know, his range is probably aces, kings, queens, ace, king, maybe jacks, maybe ace, queen suited. We list that range. We don't try to identify one. We try to identify the full and complete and total range. And now what this allows us to do is I can look at my hand, and maybe I have 9-9, and I can say, is 9-9 worse than aces? Yes. Is it worse than kings? Yes. Is it worse than queens? Yes. Is it worse than ace-king suited or ace-queen suited? No. It's about even. So I'm even against two of them and in terrible shape against the rest. So against this range, 9-9 is crushed. So notice I never even had to know the specifics of what this opponent had. Rather, I was able to describe the entire range and play correctly against the range. So the reason this is like really, really useful is because there's a whole lot of things in life that are very probabilistic. Like, I'm going to make a show. I'm going to do a show about playing old school adventure games. I'm going to call it Mostly Walking. Is this going to be a huge hit? Is this going to be a train wreck? Is this going to hurt my audience? Is this going to be a middling show? Is this going to be a very difficult to produce show that whose benefits might be less than the monetary return? There's this range of possibilities. There's this range of possibilities here. And what I do is I try to analyze the range. I don't try to say, oh no, mostly walk is going to be a hit and I know it, because this is how you get yourself into trouble. Similarly, I think range analysis is very useful when considering creative works. I want to write a book, and my first book is going to be, well, it could be a huge hit. I could be the next 50 Shades of Grey. It could be something that starts slow and picks up steam, like the first book in the Dresden Files, and the series is picked up and sold very well. Could be that it's total flop. So what you have to do is you have to consider this set of possibilities. And you shouldn't go, okay, well, it could be a hit, or no one could publish it. I'm going to try to make it a hit. No, 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 don't do that. Say, they're both possibilities. How do I deal with this entire set? Kataran says, I knew I would say Dresden Files. I always do. I always say Dresden Files. The Farsight and Stowins are asking about what about do you not have to consider the fact that he may be bluffing you?
Shall be mine. Let the hunt begin.
Kind of. If someone has not played a hand in 2 hours, do I have evidence that they bluff? And I'm talking stone cold, like 2-3 offsuit. Like, do I have any evidence that this person bluffs? No, I don't have any evidence. So I wouldn't consider it the slightest there. And to be honest, if he is bluffing, good for him. No, he wins the pot. He's playing better. He won. He did it.
Are you my master?
There's also another important thing about bluffing, which is that a lot of people like to say, or a bluff, as though there's like 2 cards that you look and they're just napkins, and it's like, oh shit, he didn't even have cards this time. But for instance, if you are arriving... I don't want to play this. If, for instance, you arrive at the river, and your opponent makes a big bet, bluff is not really the way to think about it, because he has played before the flop, on the flop, and on the turn, and now you're on the river. And because he has played on the flop, before the flop, on the flop, and on the turn, he was probably doing something semi-reasonable all the way through there before he even arrived to the river. So you wouldn't say something like, oh, he's bluffing. You might say something more specific like, he had a flush draw and missed, and is now bluffing. Which is a much more accurate description. Because again, you have a range. Ooh, I think he's on a flush draw. Oh no, the flush draw missed.
Buying or selling.
Your magic shall not save me.
Why do you call?
Oof. I think it's better for me to... I'm trying to deal damage to his face, so I don't know if this is actually that good. I think that this is better. As weird as that looks. Because if I just ran out Call of the Wild, I would kill a 1-3, and then his board would just be cleared. And I don't think clearing the board is good here. I think instead just going for a win is better.
Who knows what secrets will uncover? Take your medicine.
Holy shit balls, man. Oh no, that's so bad. Oh, that's bad. Oh. Oh. This is gonna have to be huge. Oh, look at that. And we lose anyways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, who runs that? You have awakened me too soon.
Versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine. Let the hunt begin.
I want to keep this power shot. I love this power shot. Bam. I love talking about poker. Heads Up is super fun to play. Although, I heard the PokerStars shut down Heads Up because they thought that it was exploitative. Not exploitative is the wrong word. It was a negative experience for new players because pro players exploited. And I don't mean... Exploit is a positive term in poker. You exploit a mistake of your opponent in order to take money from them, right? Like if your opponent folds too much, you exploit that by raising with thinner hands. But I think it was that PokerStars thought that the expert players could create too negative experience for pros. Oh gosh. Is there a day off Phoenix Sniper? Of course there is. We're gonna play Inside and Fury. PokerStars is not available in the US, is correct.
I wonder.
Anyone else play a ton of poker? I love poker. Poker's greatest, man. If I could play online poker legally in the US, I would. I would stream it, man.
Almost out of time. Almost out of time.
Oh.
So many possibilities.
Yeah, how do you open this? I assume it has something to do with this light. Hit it and it's red. Hit it and nothing happens. Hit it and it's red. Woo! Woo!
Get it out! Get it out!
Snakes! I'm gonna do this. Around my infested dog. Have you ever considered playing a tournament, or are you just a cash game player? I really like cash. And I've just never really played that many tournaments. I mean, I played the Sunday Million a few times on PokerStars. Never played in a big live tournament. Hell yeah, takedown, Max. Turn those 20 euros into 30 euros. No, 20 euros into 50 euros. Ooh. Ah. Snakes! The thing is, I've played poker since 2003, and the game has changed a lot since then. Yeah, I mean, the thing that's really interesting about poker nowadays is that you have to put in a shitload more work to find the edges. Players are just a lot better. Maybe I could just do a power shot here. Fuck them up. I just want to do this because I think it's tight. A number of OK plays next turn with the huge toad. I mean, there's things where it's like, okay, because I bet 2/3 of the pot here instead of 3/4 of the pot versus this range, his fold equity was this instead of that. So next time I'm going to have to remember to bet this instead of, you know. Lot of hardcore analysis that you have to do. Or you can just go to the casino and just sit around and wait. Sit around, hang out, have a good time.
I wonder.
Oh. Oh my god, yeah. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, come on, Leoch. Oh, that's off. It's counter. Normally can't read players unless they're bad? Well, not really. Like, here's the thing.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
Almost all the time.
You call that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 10. I'm just gonna do it. I don't give a damn. Here's the thing. You are trying to deduce what your opponent has when you're playing against them, based upon how and when they're betting. So for instance, really simple example. There's 2 hearts out there, and your opponent seems to be checking and calling and checking and calling, and then a 3rd heart comes out, and all of a sudden they're betting huge. This pattern says, I have a flush draw that hit. Well, 26 damage in 1 turn, we lost.
You call that?
Damn! And so in that case, I'm seeing his actions and I'm able to get a read on what he's doing. Based upon that. Or, for instance, if I had been playing with someone for 3 hours, and every single time a third heart comes on the board, he bets huge. Every single time. And I've seen him not have the flush in that spot a lot of times. I now have a particular read for this player. That he likes to bluff when flush draws are out there. That's my read. Now, there's a difference between that and... Oh, yeah, Unleash the Head. There's a difference between that and a tell. A tell is some sort of physical twitch or behavior that betrays what's going on underneath. So, things like... if you ever play live, a lot of times when someone has a strong hand, they bet huge, and they'll look away from the table. This is just this, like, there's a couple just real basic human behaviors that people just do if they are not taking time to think about it. Oh, you gotta be kidding the shit out of me. We almost did it. They, like, look away like, oh, yeah, anytime you're in a casino and there's some dad with his sunglasses and his tucked-in shirt and his cap from a golf tournament that he played in like 5 years ago, and he goes all in, and then he folds his arms and looks away. That's probably strong. He probably's got it. It's my dog. Things like that. If they, you know... Like, if ever anyone it makes just a big bet, just, like, look at their face. And notice a weird thing they're doing with their face. Like, I was playing against this one guy who just... He literally, with his lips... And I was like, what the fuck is going on there? What is that guy doing with his weird, weird lips? Like, like this is not a sophisticated... I'm not, like, looking for tells. It's magical. If you're brand new, it's not like in Rounders, where he cracks the Oreo open and eats the cream side first, and that's the tell that he's bluffing. I mean, literally doing that, and he just didn't do that a lot. Uh-oh. Gonna come in handy. He only did that occasionally. And then once, I saw someone call him, and he had a total bluff. And so I went, huh. I wonder if he just does that when he's bluffing, and he's just way too nervous and he can't control it. Oh! Snakes. We're dead. Sure enough, later on that night, he makes a big bet against me. I look at him and raise, and then he stops. And I raise and he just stops. And that's when it's like, oh, he's already made his decision. He's gonna fold, and he's not nervous anymore. He's just embarrassed. Okay. No, don't do it. No. No, you can't. One time! Oh, one time. Don't kill me one time. One time. Most of the time, I don't even look. Most people don't have tells. They're just playing shitty, terrible hands. They're just playing these absolutely god-awful hands. Constantly. Tom Dwan has an amazing poker face. I don't know how his eyes don't dry out, though. Oh, Did anyone watch High Stakes Poker when Tom Dwan made that $100,000 bluff in an 8-way pot with Queen 10 on 2-10-2?
Reporting for duty.
Really? What the fuck is going on? 5, 10, 15. I'm doing it. I'm all damn in. It's really sick. And Barry Greenstein. Who's your guy? It wasn't Eric Lindgren. It was the guy who got second in the World Series. Oh, was it Peter Eastgate? Is that who it was? I think it was Peter Eastgate. Peter Eastgate folds King 2. He had Queen 10 on 2-10-2. What was the river? Got him. Woo! Last one. Yes, Eastgate. I'm pretty sure it's Eastgate. Barry Greenstein raised an early position with aces. Dwan calls behind with Queen 10. And, like, the whole table calls. And Peter Eastgate was one of the last to act, and he has King 2 of Hearts. I think. King 2 of Hearts.
Rexa versus Rexa.
And so, flop is 2-10-2. Rainbow. It's, like, dry as fuck, man. Hunter. Gonna keep you. I'm gonna keep something that powers me up. Super dry board. No threats, no worries, no nothing. So, Barry Greenstein with ace-ace bets into 2-10-2. Like, literally a perfect flop. And Dwan raises with Queen 10 afterwards. Eastgate has 4-2. That's right. Yeah, Eastgate had a... Really? Wait, did he have 4-2? I think that's right. No, Eastgate had... That's right. Eastgate had 4-2. He had a tiny 2. That's right. That's the hand. Snakes! Yeah, so anyway, so Dwan races behind with Queen 10 on 2-10-2. Now keep in mind, Dwan has a pair of 10s in an 8-way pot. This is a bad hand. This is a bad hand. If you don't know poker, his hand is bad. Like, he's almost certainly beat by Barry Greenstein, who just bet. But everyone folds. Now, the pot's already huge because it's 8-way. Barry Greenstein raised. Tom re-raises with Queen 10 as a bluff. He is taking his hand that is bad, and he's turning his hand into a bluff.
I hunt alone.
I should have done Animal Companion. I don't know what I'm doing. And it folds to Peter Eastgate, who calls. Now, Peter Eastgate's call is incredibly strong. That just says, I have a 2 or pocket 10s. That's it. That's all it is. He has 2 or pocket 10s, period. Period. That's it. Then Barry Greenstein also calls. The turn is just a 7. Just a rando 7, doesn't do anything else interesting. Barry Greenstein checks, and Tom Dwan fires like $100,000 into like a $120,000 pot. And the basic logic of why in the fuck is Tom Dwan betting so huge here when he clearly doesn't have that good of a hand? It's that he has a 10, which makes it virtually impossible for someone else to have 10-10.
The beasts obey me.
And Tom Dwan is just straight up... Zach. I want that to stay alive. Don't hit here. Do not hit this one. Oh, I got him. Yeah. Tom Dwan's just... He's literally... He's representing 10-10 because he has a 10. Sheriff! Shut up, sweetheart. I love you, but you guys shut up. You're a very beautiful princess. But you want to be a chubby princess, huh? You want to be... Just an incredible bluff. I will literally never have the balls to pull off a bluff like that. So this is 5 and 3 is 8. I'm just gonna do this now. He's great. What are you doing here? Sure, if you're gonna just shut it now. I'm just gonna do this. He's gonna get a card, but that's fine. I just don't want him to deal 5 damage next turn because I can kill him now. I'm looking straight at you. Gonna meow again? Meow. Meow. You wanna go outside? You wanna see what the kids are doing outside, huh? Gonna have to feed her. How do you even do the math there? You don't really do a shitload of math at a poker table, pretty much ever. Oh no! Oh, I'm really happy with my play last turn. See, if I had not have done that power shot, he actually would have killed me. Isn't that tight? We did it, guys. I'm going to close it out because I want to go watch MasterChef. Woo! Show's done. You're all great. Rank 11 from heaven. From 20 to 11 this week. It was a good one.